Hello and welcome back to Inquisitor Martyr. Last time we finished off our priority assignment. Could not think of what it was. Finished a priority assignment and did a couple Ordo missions, because why not? And I actually looked just before I started, and we have 2 more priority assignments available. So we'll just knock those up to hard and start knocking those out. I'm not going to do the DLC ones, just because we've done those before and they don't offer a ton. I might pick them up later, who knows. But we'll do just a random assignment for fun. No, I said hard difficulty. We could go tougher. Yeah, let's do it extreme. Inquisitor Adeptus Munistorum confessors uncovered deep-set heresy and forbidden mutations among the menials of an industrial belt. The discovery exploded into a full-scale cultist revolt at an outlying facility with hundreds slaughtered. The first line of defense has failed, the local forces are struggling against unfavorable odds. The heretics are closing in on multiple strategic installations. Treason and heresy shall be avenged tenfold. You are the holy emissary of the God Emperor, kill them into submission. That's a hell of a statement. Kill them into submission. Yeah, we just read that. What do we want to do? Airdrop military supplies for civilian volunteers, bulk buy locally available equipment, or destroy bridges and tunnels. See, all these are stupid, but we'll do airdrop because it's the most expensive and has guaranteed success. We are making a difference. Positive developments are trickling in. The local commanders have plugged the severe gaps in our lines with expendable fodder. Most units are holding their established perimeter. The cultists are launching a series of small skirmishes, probing for weak spots. Wow, we got low success and collateral. We'll go Ordo operatives requesting ammo resupply. I'll actually buy the... I forgot, buy is a different button. Why they wouldn't... So, okay, so this doesn't make sense to me. What I would have done is I would have made it so if you hit X while the buy window is open, it becomes just buy thing. When you tab over to the other thing, then it becomes something else. It becomes the start mission. Also, our guy's little symbol changed. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this seasonal event. Oh, cool. Instantly overwhelmed. I think I'm just gonna keep just blasting through these guys because I don't see this being, like, notable. It's just kind of like a, okay, here you go, here's what you got kind of deal. If they live long enough to get their buff, cool. If they don't, they don't. Because for the life of me, I just can't figure it out. Take your time, buddy. But I saw some gamer news. There's rumors that Starcraft 3 is in development. Which I love how the Activision buyout is finally going through. And now, suddenly, Activision's like, oh, we need to actually do things, guys. We're a company. We gotta make money. You know, suddenly the Microsoft side of the Call of Duty stuff's like, oh damn, there's connection issues? You telling me people haven't been able to play, you know, Call of Duty 3 multiplayer? Yeah, that game came out like 15 years ago, but oh my god, we need to do something. And suddenly you can jump into matches just instantly. Connectivity's gone, or the connectivity problems are gone. And now the stuff, oh, we haven't made a Starcraft game in like a decade? Oh man, we should really get on that. Like, sure, you just got around to this. The thing I find funny is at E3, what was it, like Stormgate or something like that? It was a RTS where one of their big selling points was, hey, a bunch of us working on this are ex-devs who worked on Starcraft. So to me it's kind of funny because do you really have faith in Starcraft 3 then? I really don't. Personally, I actually don't like Starcraft. It's weird to say, but I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of that style of RTS. Like, I used to play and still do play Age of Empires 2. Mostly I play Star Wars Galactic Battlegrounds since it's Age of Empires but Star Wars. But you have stuff like that. Or I'll play Dawn of War 1, 2, Company of Heroes. More units or squad kind of things. Those are the games I like a lot more. Star Wars Empire or just remember that one. Because that stuff's a lot more innovative and it's more than just, yeah, build up a quick army, whatever the hell, and run it in and win. Because to me, that's such a boring way of playing a game. Just build whatever dirt cheap unit you can, sprint 40 of them into the enemy base, and watch them die. It's a problem I have with a lot of Command & Conquer, actually, and I love Command & Conquer, but I think it's General's Final Hour or Zero Hour. It's a modded version that slows the game down a good amount. Sybert does, S-Y-B-E-R-T, he does a number of casts for tournaments and whatnot. I think it's fun, because there's that little bit of forethought you have to put in. And like, I love Command & Conquer 3. So tragically, EA is never going to do anything except remaster Command & Conquer and then be like, yeah, we're done. Even though I'd love for a revival of like Renegade or Tiberium. Because I remember hanging out with a friend of mine and seeing the first trailer for Tiberium on TV. Or it was like G4 or something similar. They had gameplay, the early footage of it, and I was like, this looks so cool. Because I knew about Tiberium Wars and stuff at that point. I played a little bit of CNC3 and I enjoyed it. Thought the Skrin were neat. But then that all just kind of died, and I was thoroughly disappointed. But there's also like Renegade X, which is a fan-made version of CNC Renegade in like Unreal 4 or 3 or whatever. And it is what PlanetSide wishes it could be. You take over locations, you build structures you can go into. If you want to spawn a tank, you have to build like the war depot to actually get the tank. It was a very cool idea.
Overheat.
Yeah, we need to get those heat thresholds up. Then that flamethrower is going to do super good. Route is now secure, order of operatives are being resupplied, data savants predict collapse of the cultist assault. A high-value unit thought to be lost just rejoined the effort. A cultist saboteur has slipped through the lines and killed a noted field commander. Enraged by the assassination, the rest of his unit launched an unstoppable counterattack. Mission priority, a trio of heretical high demagogues were located, marked by the Holy Ordo for priority purge. A successful operation would greatly hinder cultist fighting capabilities. Yeah, having to hit square to buy is kind of weird. Oh yeah, because I have the flamethrower, I can just burn through boxes now. Yeah, so I think the thing is with the judgment, you either kill a tougher target or you get the judgment point. I think that's the case. I don't fully understand. But whatever. The stuff with Starcraft just... it doesn't sit well with me because with all the people who had left to make Stormgate or whatever it is, I think that was the people who had the drive, you know? The people who were there and were like, hey, I'm here to make games, I love RTSs, that's what I want to do. And I feel like a lot of the people who are left might... like, there's a good chance it's the people who were like, yeah, it's a job. I've been sitting around doing almost nothing for 1 to 10 years. We put out Heart of the Storm, or Heart of the Swarm, my bad, Heart of the Swarm, and then we just kind of drop some random co-op commanders every once in a while for like $15. I really do think that they should slow the game down a bit. Because that's what I kind of... really, that's what I hate with Starcraft especially. I hate watching it. Because I've tried to, and you get these guys who are, you know, they're good. And that's who you typically want to watch, is higher skill people. But you swear they're just like ODing on Adderall the whole time. Because they're sitting there with like 8 billion actions per minute because they're sitting around like rapid firing 2 buttons to flip between commands. Why do I have a march forward and then a walk backwards but not a stand still and fire? I guess because the flamethrower is short, you need a gap closer, but when I'm slowly crawling towards them, I don't think it's exactly a gap closer. But the stuff with Starcraft, I remember watching a video by Bricky. He was talking about why he loves Command & Conquer. And one of the things he said is, when you compare it to StarCraft, if your army dies in StarCraft, you're screwed. That is essentially the end of your run. But in Command & Conquer, you can be sitting with 50 of any unit queued up. When you run out of resources, the game doesn't just say, oh, you can't make this, you can't even queue it. CNC, they're like, oh yeah, you can queue it, and when you get money, we'll immediately drain it to continue production. Stuff like needing power in certain structures, or in generals, the GLA needing a vehicle to have radar. In like CNC3 and the Tib War games, having like Tiberium as your main resource, and that you can actually slowly regen it, and that the Scrin, a big part of their whole thing, is just recycling and regenning Tib. And you having like, oh, I can't remember which one it is, but one of the sub-factions you can, or it might be all of them at this point, I don't know, I haven't played in a while, but you can put a structure on a Tiberium field, and then you'll always, even if the Tiberium field's completely tapped at the moment, you'll be able to get some money out of it. Stuff like that's really cool. StarCraft, I get it. I really do. It's an early RTS. You don't want to change your formula too much. You don't want, a new Coke situation. But you kind of need to change things. Hell, look at Command & Conquer. They went from the early games when you would get, like, a rocket trooper. It was literally one guy. Or you'd get mini gunners or assault troopers or whatever. It was one dude. And only one dude, and you were expected to just make do. But then, as games went on, they're like, oh, okay, we're actually gonna make squads. Because squads are a lot more interesting, and it fits more when your battles are actually just dozens and dozens of troops, instead of being like, okay, here's the battle, 10 tanks, 8 guys. Because it looks goofy. But they never really evolved out of that with StarCraft, and it shows. It really shows. I hope for the best. I hope Blizzard can do well, but no. I don't have a lot of faith in it. I get the feeling they're gonna kind of go the same way as some of the stuff from Bethesda, where it's not gonna do too hot. It's gonna be like 343, it's gonna be like the Coalition. But I think that's also, as much as it's ownership by Microsoft in that case, I think it's also just, I would almost describe it as a general malaise that's kind of overcome the industry. Everybody's so afraid of taking chances that it's kind of dooming studios, because they're just putting out the same crap and then going, oh man, why don't people buy the same crap as they did last year? Well, it's because we already played it. We don't want the same crap. I always remember Marksman talking about Call of Duty, because someone had said, oh, how can you play the same game every year? And he said, if it was the same game, these games wouldn't suck. if it was just copy-paste, because they would have copy and pasted the good things. Which I think that's the most damning part with a lot of these games, and I'm afraid that'll happen with Starcraft, is they'll be like, oh, we gotta do something new. And instead of going, okay, what smaller changes can we slow the game down? Can we expand how many models are in a unit? Regenerating resource fields. General stuff like that that's more interesting, more support abilities so that you can actually have useful stuff. They'll just be like, we need to rebuild everything. Everything must be new, but at the same time, it'll be all the same old crap. And some of it will somehow get worse. You know, they'll speed the game up even more. It'll be something like, instead of having like gas mines and the crystal fields, you'll just build a structure and it'll auto-gen however much. Or it'll be something weird like that where you don't even have like any workers, so harassment goes away. Or just I expect something really funky that doesn't make any sense. Don't mind me, Decimator, I'm just using a flamethrower. Kinda forgot we have a fireball launcher ability. Glad I remembered in that final moment. And since I actually haven't shown you guys flamethrowers, oh, look at this. That seems different than before. Because I thought it was you get to aim it at a location and kind of lob globs. It might be it locks on a target and lobs globs at them, but either way, it's cool. I like the flamethrowers. I think they're really neat. Weird how we didn't have another mission pop up there. That kinda sucks. That one also kinda sucks. Acceptable. See, the problem is I don't really have any, like, reflect stuff, so it's kind of moot right now. And I don't care about physical vulnerability on bleeding skill, because nothing inflicts bleed right now. We got 4 skill points that we still can't allocate for heat, so we're just gonna keep going this way. What can we utilize? Bonus for salvo. Crit chance wouldn't be bad. Wish I could get the single DPS going, but just have to make do. Critical hit chance isn't bad, though. Urban Warfare, that's a waste of a skill point, but we have to keep going through it for more crit chance. Don't think I'm going to take Sniper's Mark. Mostly because, I might, who knows. It could be useful. Actually, now that I think about it, okay, so we don't have any more attributes, we don't have any perks. We'll get one soon, though, that's gonna be cool. Let's look at... I hit the wrong button. Okay, so... I don't know how to tell when my seasonal mission gets stronger. I guess I'll just keep going and we'll sort it out eventually. But that is all for now. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to hit the like button, helps out the channel a lot, and if you haven't already, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.